All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Um, I wasn't sure I was going to post this, but I just want to share this with you guys. There's an experiment is not complete unless you are thorough, right? Um, I kind of messed up this recording, but I think I got it to where I could stream it together. Hang on just a second. Um, so we're talking about Remnant House, and it's another peculiar thing with this guy. Last week we saw the charade that was happening. This week, uh, same thing, a little different. He threw a curveball. He threw it a little different, right? So, I recorded this Monday, after a long day of work. So it was a thing for me to get through this, and he did throw a curveball at me, but the truth is the truth. Let me just share this with you guys. I'm gonna have to fast forward it at a point because I got up from the computer and forgot to pause it, and so it ran for about an hour because I was doing this hour by hour, right? So I'm gonna manually do this, and so you can see what's going on here. So here is the video. Right, shalom, you guys. So I couldn't help myself. An experiment is not fully complete unless you do it repeatedly to get a pattern. Of course, I have, but I haven't documented. 102 minutes into his broadcast for Monday. He's got 51 views. Now we're gonna see if he's gonna change up anything this week. I'm very curious. When are we gonna see the dump? Right? Um, I'm guessing because the pattern has been around the 7, 8 hour mark is when we see the dump of views that comes on. I'm just really curious to see at 102 minutes, 51 views, 12 likes, not one comment. Okay. Let's see if there's anything different this week. I'm very curious to see. So we're going to check back in maybe an hour. It is 9:52 p.m. Eastern time. 210, 225, 2025. All right. All right. So let's look at the, I didn't do this last week. Um, but you can see here where we have what's called the analytics, which are showing here. Now it's showing 24% engagement, and that's a percentage of total views, and that's in the last 24 hours on his channel. Overview, looks good, but we're going to see in this video, right now. So he is pushing 12.3 views per hour. To get to 5,000, you need 300. That means from the time you are live streaming, you need 300 views per hour to hit 5,000. Right now, we're pushing, as you can see, there's a total of 49 views. It's clocked a couple of more, but the analytics haven't changed yet. But you can see this is going to change over the hours that we're going to watch this. But you're going to see something really peculiar in this. It doesn't make any sense. So we are trending at 12.3 views per hour. Okay. So 12 people per hour right now watching this video here. We're going to track it all through the night and see when the dump is. All right. We'll see you in just a little while. Here's where I have to fast forward because as you can see, I think it's right here. Yeah. I just get up without stopping the recording and it records for another hour. So I'm going to fast forward to that to when I come back into the frame and continue from there. All right, you guys. So let me move the video to that point, which is right at the hour mark. Yeah, you can see I'm back. Here we go. All right. It's roughly 1 hour later. Let's do the tally and so where we at. We are at 2 hours in with 11 thumbs up and no comments. And I want you to look now at the analytics, because now we've had 2 hours. Now there's some analytic data, right? So the closer you are to the broadcast, the less data you have. But the further out you are, you have more data. So you see where the data is? Now we are basic. If you see this gray line here, that's or the gray area in here for let's say the first 5 hours, you can see where the average is. The average would be in the middle of that. And that means that his videos all of his videos for his channel is going to fall in between the top and the bottom of that gray area. Right now it's trending at the very bottom. So right from the get-go, we see that his Monday night broadcast is not even trending high as his Shabbat, which is in the 200 range or a little higher. Okay. This is bottoming out at the very low end. Okay. So we're at 2 hours in, we have got 60 views. And if you look right here, we are pushing a 20% engagement and 12 views per hour. That's happening with this video. I should have pointed this out last week. I don't know why I didn't. I was, preoccupied with other things going on. I was monitoring it, but I should have showed you guys, and I didn't do that. This week I am going to do this. So you can actually see how absurd this is. Now, my thought is that once you've been exposed, that maybe you'll change something up. You'll flip it around. You'll do something. You won't do this once you've been exposed. Are you going to do the same thing again? That's the ultimate question. Because the gig is up. We can all see the charade here. Why are you going through the effort of putting on a charade? You want people to believe something that is not true. That's magic. That's manipulation. 2 hours in, 60 views. And you can see it is trending at less than 50 views, 12 views an hour. So we're at the, 60 is liberal on this. It's giving you the next 10, but it's trending at 50. We'll check back in an hour. All right, you guys. I was just looking at something. This is, literally within a few minutes of the last segment I just did. So you can still see that we're at within 2 hours. But I did notice that the analytics, no views data found for this video, please. So I'm suspicious. Is he going to try to buy views early on to make us think that it was an organic video? We're going to check back in an hour. As you can see, the analytics are already screwy. No view data found for this video. So that means something's up. right? It's not giving me any data. And you can track this by hour, and you can see every view that happens. We're going to check back in just a little while. All right, you guys. 3 hours into it. 3 hours into it. The analytics did come back, and you can see it's still trending right at about 50. He's down to 10.1 views per hour, and engagement is 18.3%, right? We're at 71 views, 13 thumbs up, and not one comment. Not one comment. So the object tonight is to see if things switch up, or if it remains the same. If he's just going to continue with the charade, because the gig is up. There is no question this thing is not trending 300 views an hour and picking up 5,000 views less than 24 hours later. There's no way. So in the past few months, I've been tracking this. It usually comes about the 7th and 8th hour. So he's pretty consistent on when he makes the purchase. Everyone's asleep by this point. And so that's why I said in the last video, it looks like people in the Philippines or Zimbabwe or something, because when these views come in, you're sleeping. That was the point. So 3 hours into it, 71 views, 13 likes, and you can see the analytics there is trending at 10.1 an hour. When we see the dump, you'll see all this information will change, but it will be a false information. And that stuff is reconciled, by the way, later by YouTube. It is reconciled, and it actually counts against your channel. Your channel will not organically grow when you're doing that and you're faking things, right? Yeah. 5 hours into it, he's got an average of 60 views total, which is about 10 per hour. All right. Okay. So we'll check back in, and this is 12:07 a.m. Eastern time. So 3 hours into his broadcast. We still got a ways to go, unless he changed something up. All right. 1 hour later, you can see the analytics has resumed. We are at 10 views an hour, 18% engagement, and 71 views. Let's do the tally here.
Palestinian state in Saudi.
71 views. 71 views. You can see now what his video is trending at. So the analytics is predicting that at 7 hours, we're only going to be, just probably 80 views. Probably 80. Let's see. It's predicting 71 views after 7 hours. So not even 80. All right. You see that? So this is the average between 50 and 220, the gray area. That is what is expected on organic views. But you guys saw last week, after 7 hours, we suddenly see an interest in your content. No, it's not organic. It's a bunch of crap. And why you do it is just bizarre. Why would, faking and playing charades? And why would you do that for your news? I mean, at least the Shabbat content is a little more engaging because it's actually biblical, even though you twist things to your own agenda. Well, why would the regurgitated news that any monkey can do draw 5,500 or plus views? It's because it's inflated. It's fake. We're going to check back in an hour. We're at 4 hours now. 13 likes, no comments, folks. And what's ironic is that 8 or 9 minutes in here, he asks you guys to comment down below on what you think, and not one person, not even his core comments, right? Anyway, we'll see you back in 1 hour. All right, folks, 5 hours into the charade, and we are still at 71 views, 12 likes, no comments. And you can see the analytics is still trending at now we're down to 8.9 views per hour. Engagement is still at 18.3%. And that is it. So, and we can refresh this so you can see it is still 71.
Middle East.
71 views. Now look at the analytics. I really should have done this last week because it was so outrageous that when you looked at it, it was just like, what? And so he is trending below what his averages are. And I'm kind of shocked that there's 71 views at this point, because there's normally it was in the 24, 25. Right. I think because of what I did last week, people are following along and probably looking at this themselves and saying, what's going on? So the second week that I'm documenting this, and I've been looking at this for a long time with him. So I know, and you could tell in the last video, I know when he buys his views, and it's usually between the 7th and 8th hour. And we're going to test that out and see if he's changed anything up. That's possible because I did call him out, but I'm betting that he's not going to change anything, that he's going to maintain as the status quo, as nothing's going on, which is absurd because we can see clearly hour by hour. Like right now, you're not pushing 300 views per hour, sir. 8 people. 9 at most per hour, and it's tapering off. So even though we've changed from hour to hour to hour, the numbers have not changed. The VPH has, because he started out with a certain amount, and that has dropped since hour per hour. That doesn't mean he's had an additional 8 people. Anyway. 71 views, 5 hours into it. 3 more hours, and then we're going to see a substantial increase. All right, folks.
Check this out, guys.
All right. 6 hours in. 101 views. You can see there was a little jump there. Right? Nothing fishy so far. All right, 6 hours in. Again. And because of that jump, and that was probably because of people getting off work on different time zones and things like that, we're still pushing for, how many hours have we been? 6 hours. For 6 hours, that is about 11 views per hour. Not 300. All right. So we're going to check back. I can't believe he's doing this again. That's crazy. Anyway, 12 thumbs up. Nobody's commented. Nobody's commented. Even though at 9 minutes he asked for people to comment down below and let me know what you think. Nobody commented. All right. So 101 people, a little more than last week, and I think that people are kind of interested in seeing what he's doing, and so they're watching more than one time because they're looking through the hours. And that's why he's getting more views on it. Anyway, you can see the little jump there, from he was averaging, 71 for several hours and it jumped up, right? That might be organic. 5,000? Not organic. That's not happening. All right. We'll check back in just a little bit, you guys. All right, folks, we are back for another segment. 7 hours in, we are at 102 views, 12 likes. You see the analytics. Still for 7 hours, his average is 10.2 views per hour, as you see there. And so at 8 hours, 9 hours, it's predicting that at 9 hours we'll have, 120. Is that what it's going to be? We will see. Interesting. See, it's the same thing. We're up a little bit this week because people are paying attention, but make no mistake about it, folks. Within the next hour, I predict we will see the sudden change. You'll see this whole thing right here suddenly change to a fake one. Anyway, we'll see you in an hour. All right, folks. So that was for 7 hours. And what happened was I got tired. I got tired of following that. I, had the past several days cutting down trees and working my butt off doing some stuff. I was tired. And so it took a lot for me to do that. But I went to sleep. And what happened was I woke up like 3 hours later and I noticed, oh my gosh, I missed the 7th, 8th hour point. Well, it didn't matter, folks, because he didn't buy the views did. Okay. He switched it up. All right. But we can still see where he switched it up because the analytics still kept tracking this. And so this is what I meant, but I should have showed you this last week because it's very obvious. When your video is doing good, it'll be like a straight line up. It'll be climbing, and it might plane off, at some point. But it just don't go from flat line, 71 views, and then straight up. That does not happen, folks. Wake up the next morning, 150 views total, like 12 comments. It was sad. It was not or what I expected. So I thought, oh, well, maybe he's not going to do that this week. Maybe he's indeed switched it up. And so I think it got to him. I think he was hoping that people would jump on there and they would watch the video and engage and all that kind of stuff. And that didn't happen. And so he couldn't help himself. He went 12 hours later, 12 hours into the broadcast being published. That's when he bought his views. And we can clearly see it on the analytics. All right, so look, one day later, 24 hours later, we're at 3,200 views. So he tamed it down just a little bit, right? But look, flatlined for 12 hours. And look, that's where I saw it last, was 150 views, right? You see how the average now has changed to 273.2 average channel views per hour and jumps all the way up, right? That's because he bought 3,000 views. His organic views on this was probably 200. That's why it's 3,200 instead of last week's 5,000 and the number, right? Well, he only bought three. Instead of buying five, he bought three. But you can still see it. You're not hiding it just because you bought less. And your video is not trending 164.4 views per hour. You are a liar, sir. And everyone can see it. How long are you going to do this? How are we going to do this every week? Because I do have better things to do, but I can't help myself sometimes because I know this guy inside and out. I know the dirtbag that he is, and I've seen what he's done to other people. I know what he's done to me, and I ain't got no problem going toe to toe and exposing this charlatan. No problem with it, Pete. You are a liar, sir. 12 hours in. So you did switch it up. I was wrong. I thought it was going to be 7, 8, like as it has been for many months. 12 hours in. Are we going to do this again 12 hours next week? Because insane, dude. Insane. So there you go. Remnant House is full of crap. Nobody's watching the videos. He might even bought 100 likes this time, you folks, because this is not organic. 123 people. No, he's fudging the numbers. And look, we got two. We got two. Those are organic. But for 3,000 views, folks, you should have at least 100 average, maybe 100. Sometimes if the video is really good, you might have a little more than that for 3,000 views. But even a bad video, you're going to have at least 100 people comment and say, oh, this video sucks, or something. Two, come on, man. Folks, wake up, pay attention. And I love how he defends himself over on his blog, right? Where all these accusations came in, and after further review, here's the determination, right? So you're basically like the American government, where you're investigating yourself, right? Who are you accountable to, Pete? Where's the elders that you're accountable? You don't have any. It's all a charade. You pretend like the minions that you gather yourself around you are your accountability people. Well, they're not. When you're feeding those people and they're living off of you, we can't trust them to tell us the truth. Okay? Because they're so connected to you. So I'm not buying the crap that you write on your blog. Investigating yourself, really? Get out of here. So long to you.